All right, everyone. So this move is a hamstring PAILS and rails, or it's easier to remember as an isometric contraction. Now we have concentric contractions. So let's use the bicep for example. If we curl, that is a concentric contraction where you are lifting the weight up. Eccentric is when you are resisting the weight on the way down. An isometric contraction would be just holding this weight right here. Whether you're holding a weight or someone's pressing against you, but the muscle's not necessarily moving, but it has force. Now, the reason I like doing these type of contractions for the hamstrings or the hips or glutes or inner thigh muscles is because a lot of times people have back pain. And when they have back pain, doing the concentric or eccentric motion can flare that up. So my hopes are when I show you this move that whether we're just trying to lengthen the hamstrings and get more flexibility out of them, or if we're trying to do so while minimizing back pain and inflammation, that's why we're here. So, first step, get a pad for your knees. Next step, lengthen your hamstring out. Now, when you find the point where it's a little tight, get a slight bend in the knee. And for some of you, right here might be tender and tight. You might feel the hamstrings already talking to you. That's great. If that's where you're at, perfect. If you feel like you have more flexibility, create a little arch in your low back, hinge from the hips, and go until you reach a point where either your back tries to round, or you get to a point where your knee tries to bend, or you just feel too much tightness. Those are your three cues. If your back is rounding, typically that means you went too far. If your knee starts bending, that's your body saying you went too far. And if you feel tightness. So for me, little bend in the knee, arch in the back, hinge from the hips. I get about right here and I feel a nice amount of tension. I want you to just sit in this position and breathe in and out for 2 minutes. Now, I'm using a foam roller. You can use a PVC pipe, a box, anything to maintain balance. But again, the key is you have tension on your hamstrings, and I want you to breathe into this move for 2 minutes. Now, when the 2 minutes is up, here's where this isometric contraction comes in. I want you to envision that you're trying to drive the heel down and back towards you. So you're trying to scrape your foot across the floor. Obviously, we're not strong enough to bend or break concrete or asphalt, right? So it's not going to move, but I want you to put pressure into the ground. I'm gonna start off at about 10% and move my way up to 100%. So here we go. I tighten up everything in my body, start pushing into the ground. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I go all the way to 100 and I hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Max contraction, all that hamstring stretching, but no back pain, and gently relax. So we're pulling in on that one. The next one is we're gonna feel like we're lifting our leg up. We're trying to stretch the hamstring and lift the hip and the foot off the floor. Same thing, tense up the whole body, 15 seconds, start at 10%, lift, lift, 40, 50, all the way up to 100. And relax. Now, when you're done, I want you to do 10 little contractions where you're just stretching this hamstring out. Okay, so 1 to 2 minutes of just feeling the stretch and breathing. Then 15 seconds max contraction, pushing that heel down into the ground and engaging your hamstring while breathing. And then 15 seconds where you feel like you're using your hip flexors to lift the foot up, but again, it's not moving, it's just the feeling for 15 seconds. And then 5 to 10 easy stretch contractions to where you're just letting the brain know, thank you, we've created more space, and it's safe to move there. Hope this helps.